Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. In this video I want to share with you what I believe to be 5 very important keys to getting through withdrawal successfully. The video is mainly aimed at opiate withdrawal, but can apply also to alcohol withdrawal and withdrawal from other drugs, because these keys to a certain extent will apply to any sort of withdrawal. Now, if you know the channel, there's about 250 videos on here now, and please subscribe if you're not already. It just means that more people will see them and hopefully it'll help more people. But I've made quite a few in-depth videos on withdrawal, both from opiates and from alcohol. But the reason I'm making this today is because since I've been clean for the last 3 years, I've had a lot more time to reflect on knowledge that I've sort of picked up along the way, if you like, particularly from speaking to many other people over these years. I've been making these videos, and in the rehab I volunteer in, and from the many withdrawals that I had myself over the years. It's knowledge that's based on my own experiences, and as I say, as my mind's cleared over these 3 years, I've had more time to reflect on what those keys are. And also, this is based on other people's successful experiences as well. So hopefully it'll be of some use to you. Now, the first key is reason. Now, there's a lot of stigma around withdrawal, and people, particularly if you've got friends and employers or family that don't even know about your addiction, facing and getting through a withdrawal is extremely difficult, because obviously it's very debilitating, and you're going to be laid up for a period of time, and if you're not laid up, you're not going to feel like facing the world at all. You're going to be struggling to get up out of bed for those first few days. And also, there's a lot of fear around withdrawal, and that fear can be based on the fact that you've been through many withdrawals yourself before, and you know what's coming and what to expect. And because fear is a phantom, if you like, the mind sort of plays tricks with you and will tell you it's going to be a lot worse than it's going to be. And no one says it's going to be easy, because it isn't. It's bloody hard. But your mind can play many tricks, and it likes to be comfortable. And if you're comfortable in your addiction, why should you face this, monumental challenge, which is withdrawal? So the fear multiplies, and it stops you from facing it, and it stops you from facing withdrawal and going through it. But you can conquer both those things, because you can take time off work, you can plan, and you can make time to do this. There's no doubt about that, which I'll come on to in another one of the keys, which I'm going to talk about. And also, the fear is something that you're going to have to face. If you want to find freedom on the other side of your addiction, you'll never find it unless you go through this withdrawal. It is a rite of passage, if you like. It's something that you're going to have to face, and you're going to have to face your fears to get through it. So the reason, which is key number 1, has to be extremely powerful. I talk about something called need, want, and seek. Now, the need is that you realize that you have a problem and you need to change, because you're in a spiral of negative consequences that are having devastating effects on you, your health, your family, your job, your career. Your whole life is in chaos, if you like, and it's only getting worse. And you realize that there is a need here to change. But the key, and the reason, key 1, if you like, is the want. Now, the want has to be very strong, and I've talked to many people that have got through and not got through withdrawal, but the ones that get through generally are the ones that have this very, very strong reason or want to get through. It's like it's in your guts, it's in your heart, in your soul, and it has to become a part of you, or you're never going to get through this challenge. And for many, many years, I didn't see this, although this reason was staring me in the face for all the years that I was in addiction, which is 30 odd years. I never saw it until sort of 4 years ago, when I found this want inside my gut. And the need, the want and the reason was twofold, really. One, I was dying, and I was seriously ill from both my opiate and alcohol addictions. And I knew that I didn't have long left, because the symptoms that were and the quantities of drugs and alcohol I was taking wouldn't sustain life for much longer. That was reason number one. I discovered that I had inside me a need and a want to live. I knew that life was a miracle and I was wasting it, and I had more to give, more to offer, and I found that in my guts. But probably the main reason, if you like, I know everyone's lucky enough to have a family, I know that, but for me, my children and my family, particularly my 2 girls who I wanted to see get married, I wanted to see have grandchildren, I wanted to be part of my grandchildren's life, I wanted to hand my daughters away at the altar, if you like, the marriage altar, and that was strong with the desire to live. And I knew that if I could keep focused on those 2 desires and in my heart and in my gut, that I could get through this, and I could face my fears, and I could get through it. I could get through anything for them, for the love of them, and for what I knew was the love of myself, really deep down, and the love of life. So that's reason and key number one, and probably the most important of all the keys, if you like, because if you haven't got that, you won't face your fears, and you won't go through it. Someone once said, it sounds so stupid, the only way through it is to go through it, and it's inevitable that you're going to have to go through it to find this freedom. Number 2, knowledge. When I'd found the reason, I wanted to find out as much as I could. I had a basic knowledge over many years of withdrawal before, but now with the internet in front of me and the growth of that and the knowledge that was on that, as long as it was true knowledge and other people's experiences, I wanted to be totally open-minded. I wanted to soak up everything and sort out what was right for me. And I wanted to understand what was happening with my body, because all the other times before, it's very frightening going through withdrawal. There are some significant symptoms, but if you understand what's actually happening to you, as soon as you stop taking the drug or alcohol, you will inevitably, your body will start to heal. The miracle of your body, it will start to heal itself. The second you stop, it starts, and it tries to achieve something called homeostasis, which is balance. Now, you are absolutely buggered in your brain and in your body if you've been taking drugs or drinking alcohol for any length of time, because your brain will have rewired itself totally. It will have stopped making chemicals which affect your mood, your performance, your energy, your temperature control, your bowel movements, your whole body has been controlled by the chemicals that you've been taking. And at this point, let me say, I'm not a doctor, and if you're worried at all about stopping drinking or taking opiates, that you may have things like seizures and stuff like that if the quantities you take them, please go and see your doctor and get advice from him. I didn't want to take anything during my withdrawal, and that was my personal choice, because I know how my mind works. And if I was taking barbiturates or kratom or anything else which I knew would ease withdrawal symptoms, I knew that I would seek the comfort of those, and that would escalate, and that would become another problem, and I would never get out of this. The only way I could see of getting through it was to face it head on and go sort of cold turkey. Now, as I say, I'm not a doctor. Please see your doctor if you're not sure about how your body will react. But I found out as much as I could, and I got that knowledge, and I knew what the symptoms were. Now, there are other videos on the channel where I'll go into depth on what's happening to your body. But suffice to say that every single symptom you get is because your body is trying to rebalance itself. And that takes time, takes patience, takes suffering. You're going to have to go through some, it's inevitable. But you're strong enough to do it. You can do it. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's the only way out. If you're going through hell, keep going, Winston Churchill said, because you will get out of it at the end. And you will find, because I talk about my daughters and my reason for doing this, you know, two things that are happening very shortly. Obviously, a year or so ago, those of you who watch the channel will know that I gave my oldest daughter away at a fantastic wedding, and she wrote me a long letter saying, you know, she told me on the day many times, but she wrote to me after, you know, afterwards and told me that how proud she was of me. That meant so much. And now she's had a child, have a beautiful granddaughter, and they're coming to visit next week with my rest of my family, and stopping for a holiday here, and that would never have happened. That joy would never have happened. And I know that my granddaughter will meet me here. Well, I've obviously met her a few times before, but will come here and be seeing the best of me, and she will always know the best of me, always know the best of me, and that means more to me than anything else. And I'm sure you can find those things inside of you as well. Number 3 key is preparation. You know, piss poor preparation leads to poor performance. There's no doubt about it, the 5 P's. And preparation is everything. You have to make your, you know, don't be a product of your environment. Let your environment be a product of you. I always say, you create your own environment. And what that will mean, preparing to go into this withdrawal, is that you will have to delete certain phone numbers and lose certain friends. It's inevitable. You will have to not mix in certain areas that you know will inevitably lead you into trouble. You will have to create a safe environment within your home. Get rid of every pill hidden, every bottle of alcohol you've got hidden, every trigger that you may think will trigger you over your withdrawal. Prepare, you know, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Simple as that. Create that environment that's safe. Get all your laundry done, loads of clean clothes you can put on, all your bed sheets, so you can change your bed sheets every day, because nothing worse than lying in your own sweat, because you'll obviously have terrible sweats and it stinks during withdrawal. So have those all prepared, ready. Have your meals. I'll come on to food in a minute, but have all your meals prepared in the freezer in advance, and you know, so it's all to hand and you don't have to do anything. Talk to your family, to your friends, those who are supportive of you. Let them know what you're doing, so they can call in on you and check you're okay, and support you where you need support. Join groups that you can talk to. Many ways you can prepare. Get loads of stuff that you can watch on online, podcasts lined up, things to distract your mind and keep you occupied, because there's going to be hours where you're going to be lying awake due to insomnia, and your mind can struggle, and it can create pictures, and it can drive you out. Get rid of handy money. You know, get all your food and stuff in advance. Get rid of money. You can give it to your family to look after, so you're not tempted to wander down to the shops or to your local dealer to get stuff. Because it's very simple. Your mind can tell you, you know, you can end all this suffering in a second by drinking a drink or taking a pill or snorting a line or whatever it is you do. You know, and if you've got money and an opportunity, but if you created that safe environment, that won't happen. Number 4 key is mindset. You've got the desire and the want now in your head. You've got to realise that you are a warrior. You know, whatever the stigma that's around withdrawal from anything, it takes a brave person to face up to their need to change. To go through pain and suffering you know you're going to inflict on yourself takes an extremely strong person. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you're weak, because you're not. You are a warrior, you are strong, you are a battler, and it's a war. You have to face this like a war. You have to face every single second like a war, and you have to know that, you know, it will get better. Just hold on is what you keep in your mind, because every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month gets slightly better. It only may be slightly better as your body heals and rebalances and your energy comes back and the symptoms dissipate. It will get better. It's inevitable. Your body will heal. It may not feel like it for those first 3 to 5 days are hell. There's no other way of describing them. But you're going to have to get through them if you want to get the freedom the other side. And that's a war you can win. I promise you. If I can do it at 56 years old when I did it last, and believe me, if you look back on my channel, you'll find out how badly I was addicted and the quantities I was taking, both of alcohol and drugs, which were 2 separate withdrawals, by the way, apart by about 2 months. You know, so I did one of opiates and then 2 months later an alcohol one, knowing what was coming. You know, and it's not easy, but the only way through it is through it. Don't forget that. And you can do it. And finally, nutrition, supplements, exercise. Again, so important this, because, and I bang on about it on my channel about nutrition. But your body and your mind, particularly your mind, where a lot of these chemicals are made, and your gut, because 80% of the neurotransmitters that affect your brain and your thinking are in your gut, you know. So what you eat is critical, particularly when the first stage of withdrawal. And you won't feel like eating. You feel like puking your guts up every 2 seconds. But you've got to force it down you, and it's got to be the right food. Now, there's videos on my channel about the right food. But you know, it's about preparing in advance, like I say, in the preparation stage, before you even go into withdrawal, getting all these meals in your freezer, balanced meals, you know, that are all your macronutrients are balanced. You're getting enough good carbohydrate for energy, you're getting good fats, and you're getting good protein, you know, in the quantities. And there's a video on the cooking of those things on my channel. Have a look at that. And supplements. Take strong supplements, good quality ones from you know, a good quality health shop, and they are B vitamins in particular, very important. High strength, slow release B vitamins, all B vitamins. Cod liver oil, 1,000 milligrams, high strength. Magnesium, yeah, zinc, very important. All these things, because they're so depleted during addiction. Magnesium, zinc. Potassium, but not too much, because it can affect the heart, but you can get your potassium from bananas and stuff like that. Salts, hydration, you know, get as much. And vitamin C, sorry, that was one other, a good, you know, couple of 1,000 milligrams a day of good quality vitamin C, very important. But also plenty of fruit as well, which is in the diet section. All of those supplements are important, and perhaps L-tryptophan as well, amino acid that can help your brain heal. You know, and that is about what you need with the good nutrition, and loads of water with lemon juice squeezed into it if you can. Get as much of that down you as you possibly can. Keep hydrated throughout this, because you're losing so much fluid through sweat. So that's extremely important. And finally, exercise. Get out, even in withdrawal, even when it's the last thing you feel like getting out of bed. Go for a 5-minute walk in the fresh air, 5 minutes, and extend that each day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes the next day, 15 minutes the next day. Breathe in the air, get outside in the sunlight, because it'll heal you. The vitamin D is important. You know, all these things, and also it'll affect your mood. And it'll start getting endorphins moving and chemicals moving. Even if it's a 5-minute walk, it'll be good, you know. And there you go. I've got other videos on my channel about some of the symptoms which are more difficult, like restless legs and how to handle those, and insomnia. But listen to me, you know, you can do this. that's all I want to say for now, knowing that there's more to withdrawal than perhaps what I've mentioned here. You know, look into it deeply, and you will get through it with that warrior mentality, with that battling mentality, knowing that you're worth it, knowing that you've got something to live for, and that life is precious and life is valuable. And you know, then there are, again, I've got other videos on my channel about the early stages after withdrawal, which are very difficult. The first 6 months are hard, and learning to live without drugs and alcohol is hard. So I have videos on that as well, so have a look at those. So Carpe Diem, I hope that's been of some use to you. Please subscribe, please share, please like the videos. It just helps more people see them. Much love to you. Good luck. Bye.